right, okay. So today in my Cadillac SRX, we're gonna be diagnosing, well, changing some parts. I've been getting this error code. Probably right now I won't have it. It's dealing with the temp. The temp gauge, when it's cold outside, sometimes the temp, it'll be fine. Everything will be up and running. This car's actually always run a little bit cold. Just somewhere between quarter and half. Right in there is where the temp gauge typically sits. But anyways, I've been having an issue that when it's cold, the temp gauge will just drop all the way to 0 essentially. And then I'll get an error message saying AC turned off due to high engine temp. And then I'll go and feel the engine, absolutely no heat, everything feels cool, and no other signs of it actually overheating. So I think that, just some miscommunication, something's not quite working the way it should be. I've changed the coolant temperature sensor, the ambient air temperature sensor, and I've had the coolant flushed and replaced. All of those seen a little bit of an improvement, but still haven't fixed it completely. Yeah, so thankfully in this car, the thermostat is pretty accessible. Just take this cover off, this cover off here. I think it's just one bolt in the top, one bolt in this side one. And then you'll see right underneath there, that is the thermostat right there. And my new one that I ordered, right there. You can see it's got 4 hose connections and then just those 3 bolts right there. So first thing I'm gonna do is try and put some things underneath the car to help capture some of those fluids that are gonna leak out when I undo some of those hoses. And yeah, we can go from there. So first things first is this bolt right here and pulling this cap off. This is a 10mm bolt, so just go ahead and pull that off real quick. All right, got the 10mm bolt off. Next up, pull this lid for the oil. There we go. Pull this. Just like that. And I like to put this bolt back on as well. That way it just keeps that in place. Okay, so now let's take a look down here, see how much room we have. So, yep, I said next thing is going to be taking this off, which looks like just one more 10mm bolt here. Okay, so this, you can see all this foam here for heat shield. Let's move that out the way. All right, so now we have a pretty clear, you can see the thermostat super well underneath here. All right, hopefully you can see, here's where that one clamp was at, and now this is gone. I moved it up here. I'm just using these pliers to squeeze those and move them out the way. This one here, let's see, I may be able to rotate it first. Nope.
Squeeze.
All right. So now, this is our upper and lower heater hose. This one here is actually the upper heater hose, and this one's the lower heater hose. Next is going to be squeezing that off of there. The worst would be to damage one of these hoses. So really trying to not do that. The trick on some of those hoses, just loosen them up a little bit. You can see obviously there was some fluid still in that line. So trying to capture as much of it as I can. I have a shop vac that I'll suck all this up into. Definitely nasty stuff. You don't want to get around it more than you have to. But I think that's gonna be the trick. Just using this hair dryer and yeah, heating up those hoses and then just wiggling them off, and it actually came off fairly easy once it was warm. So hopefully that other one over there won't be too bad. Hopefully we don't lose a bunch more fluid, but I have extra fluid and we needed a little bit drained to add the additive anyways. So yeah, just keep on going with. I know that angle is probably a little bit strange, but I think at least that way I can get some footage of it. So I'm gonna keep using this hair dryer. So now I have those two off. That's going into the cab. That's the heater there. Now I just have these other two. Okay, I've cleaned out a lot of that fluid. Just sucked it out using my shop vac. And like I said below, I do have a tarp and a drain, like a bucket, to capture any of that falls. Next up is going to be this hose here, which I think is going to be best just doing it right there. It is going to be quite a bit of fluid coming out, but I think that's probably the best way to handle this. So that'll be my next one there. I just have these two more. This one and then that one right there. Okay, so now I have all of the hoses off of the thermostat. And now I'm gonna undo this thermostat, and I'm probably gonna lose, I guess all the fluid is able to drain out of the engine now. I may lose a little bit more. Okay, here you can see the two next to each other. Obviously they look very identical, so that's good. One thing, when I was looking at this, trying to do an inspection, like a dead bug in there. At first I pushed this down and like, okay, well, the springs are still good, but then I noticed this black gasket underneath is starting to rip, and on this side especially, it just seeps right through. So I definitely think that was part of the issue there. You can clearly see there's through, and here on this side, there is a good seal all the way around. Here's where we're at. We got this all ready. We have down here, I cleaned up as much as I could, wiping that face. There was that gasket right there. I'm just trying to decide if it's best to try and put some of these hoses on now, especially this big one here. I think I may put this hose onto the thermostat unit first, and then put it down there. And I was also looking at these upper and lower heater cords, or these hoses. And at first it was like, oh wait, you better make sure put them on right. The hoses are different sizes, so it should be pretty obvious about which one goes on to which of these. So yeah, next thing is going to be connecting that hose and then bolting on the actual housing unit for the thermostat. So the hose is on. That one actually went surprisingly easy. You can see the hose is pushed all the way up to this bevel on the housing, and then this clamp was able to slide right over. I did use the heat gun again on that hose, so I think that's part of the reason why, but that'd be great if they all came this easy, and I'm not fighting the fluid so much, you know. Now, all of the hoses are back on. They surprisingly went on quite well. And so yeah, I think we're ready to fill back up this reservoir. You can see that that's just about empty. So yeah, that'll be the next step, is filling up this reservoir, letting it drain. I'll probably fill it up one more time, and then start the engine, let it suck it through, and then keep adding up to the top. My guess is I lost about a gallon, maybe a little bit more. I have this one, I have some other ones down there just in case. But I think it's probably gonna take this full gallon and maybe a little bit more. So probably a little bit more. Let's put it that way. It's right here.
We'll just go ahead and cranking all that down into the system.
So you can see there's a little bit of steam and stuff coming off of the exhaust system. Right, that's just burning off the stuff that was there. But all these hoses, they still look good. I'm not seeing anything, you know, which is a great sign. I'm gonna let it run a little bit more. I'm gonna go rev it just to put some pressure on these. Still this, you know, and our reservoir, that's looking good. So